Does your teenager spend hours talking to their friends but gives you nothing more than fine, okay, or I don't know? If you have ever wondered what has happened to my child, you're not alone. Believe me, you're not alone in this matter. The silence can be heartbreaking, I know. But the truth is that, the good news is that your teen may not be pushing you away forever. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why teenagers stop talking to their parents, and more importantly, how you can rebuild that connection before it's too late. My name is Doreen, and all I do on this channel is to help parents understand and connect with their teenagers and to confidently raise them in today's challenging world. So if you're a parent of a teenager, you can as well consider subscribing to my channel, because every week we will tackle parenting challenges together. So let's get into the topic. One of the worries that parents have is this. They say, my teenager usually tell me everything, but now they barely speak to me. Many parents assume that their teenagers hate them, while some others believe that social media has completely stolen their child away. But sometimes none of this is true. Teenagers naturally begin seeking independence. Their brains are changing, their friendships become more important, their privacy becomes more important. This does not mean they don't need you anymore. It simply means that the way they communicate has changed. But the big question here is, are we adapting as parents? So why does teenager stop talking? Number one reason is that they feel judged. Imagine every time you open up to somebody, the first thing you receive is criticism. Eventually, you stop talking too. Sometimes our response is, why will you do that? I told you so. What were you thinking? Instead of listening, we start correcting already. And teenagers notice this. So sooner they decide it is better or it is easier for them not to say anything. Number two reason why teenagers stop talking is because they are afraid to disappoint you. Many teenagers love their parents deeply. So they are afraid. They are afraid you will panic. They are afraid you will be angry. They are afraid that you will lose trust in them. So instead of telling you everything or anything or the truth, they decide to keep quiet. Number three reason why your teenagers stop talking is because every conversation turns into a lecture. This one is very difficult because many of us do it even without realizing it. Your teenager tells you one small story and 30 minutes later, you are still talking. Teenagers don't always need a speech. Sometimes what teenagers need is someone to listen to them. Reason number four is because they are growing up. Teenagers naturally become independent. Wanting privacy is not necessarily rebellion. It is part of growing up. So the main goal here is not to know every detail. The main goal is making sure that they know that they can come to you whenever life gets difficult. So having known why teenagers lock up and stop talking to you, let us now look at how you can get them to start talking to you again. And the first step is to listen more than you speak. Try asking questions instead of giving answers immediately. For example, instead of telling them you shouldn't have done that, you just ask them, and how did that make you feel? The next step is to stay calm. If your teenager finally tells you something difficult, your first reaction matters. If they expect shouting and receive shouting, they may never tell you anything again. The third stage is to spend time together without interrogating them. Cook together, go for a ride together, take a walk together, watch football match together, dance together. Sometimes the best conversation between you and your teenager happens when they don't feel pressured at all. Step number four is to apologize when necessary. Parents make mistakes too, and we all know that. One sincere apology can rebuild enormous trust. Believe me, it doesn't make you weak, but it makes you human. Step number five is to be consistently available. Connection is not built in one conversation. It is built through hundreds of small moments. Every smile, every hug, every encouraging words, every calm conversation builds connection. A story was told of a father whose 15-year-old daughter suddenly became very quiet. Every day when she comes back from school, she goes straight to her room. The father kept asking her what was wrong, but she kept replying nothing. Eventually, the father stopped questioning her every evening. Instead, he started inviting her to help wash the car. At first, they hardly spoke, but after a few weeks, she started chatting up. She later told her father that she has been having friendship problem at school, but she was so scared that he was going to judge her. That was why she never told him anything. Nothing magical happened overnight though. But what happened was that she finally felt safe enough to open up to her dad. What it means, therefore, is that to rebuild trust does not really start with big speeches. It starts with small moments. This is one final encouragement from me to you sincerely. If your teenager has stopped talking to you, please don't lose hope. Relationships can heal. Trust can be rebuilt. Keep showing up with patience. Keep listening and keep loving. One conversation at a time, please. And remember that your teenager does not need a perfect parent. They simply need a safe parent. So if this video has been of good encouragement to you, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more weekly parenting advice. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.